Okay, now that we have that big white panel that's on the side of our 2D tool right here, like you see here, a little bit of a shading, we're gonna go ahead and take this element right here, that indentation, and create that as a surface. So we have a new group. I'm gonna go ahead and change the color to yellow. And by the way, when I'm done with this, I'll make this available so you guys can give it a look. Brand new layer, and let's go ahead and start that, be the dark part. So I'm gonna just select a square, put it to the side right here. It's even, and then I'm gonna go again to select, modify, and then smooth, and turn that into, let's say, 21. Let's see what that does if it's too much. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and keep this. It's not as sharp as the other one, but see how it turns out. Go ahead and inside, and you fill that up. And then that gives you that initial darkness, but I don't like it. It's a little bit too much, so I will undo my selection and undo filter, blur, blur more. And you know what? Let's go ahead and cut off the corner. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a brush, come to one corner to the other, shift, delete, corner to corner, shift, corner pixel to corner pixel, corner pixel to corner pixel. So as you can see now, I have that little cut in the shape, not quite the same, but kind of give you the same idea where we're going with. So now what's another way to go ahead and do this drop shadow where you don't have to go and paint it yourself? So I'm going to go ahead and select the dark right here. Again, new layer, white, multiply, paint bucket. And again, when it comes to effects, you do outer drop. You put drop shadow. And in this occasion, now you can't really see it because it's a multiply. It's a little bit subtle. So instead of being a shadow, it's going to be a highlight. So we're going to take it into green and then turn it to 100% white. Boom. See, it's kind of hard to see. So we're going to have to turn up the size so we can kind of get a grasp around this. Drop shadow, I'm going to face it towards that direction. And how do we mess with this distance? Just like that, and then go ahead and flip it to the other side. So you have to mess with the distance and the spread of sides and size so you can get sort of that drop down feeling, and then on the distance you see like this, and then take this spread, reduce that. And then when I deselect, now, as you can see, I have a very subtle drop shadow. See if we can do anything to make it a little bit thicker. 100%. Screen 100%. Nah, I don't think there's much we can do in this occasion. But you know what? If you want to go ahead and multiply it, you can just quickly go and duplicate the layer. And that effect multiplies over each other. Who cares? Unlimited layers. Woo. And then now we have that drop shadow, that highlight, kind of give it that look that it's sort of curving inwards in terms of the shape. So now we want to go ahead and create that metal element in the center. So we're going to go ahead and create a new layer. Take a selection. Circle, which is going to be the inner element. And now we are going to go ahead and pick some sort of metal to go color. So we're going to go grayish, closer to blue, so it's a little bit closer to actual color, and then that is going to be the initial color. So let's see what else makes up that. So then it makes up, it's going to have that same curved surface, so we're going to get something closer to that. So how are we going to do that? Again, through the use of layer effects, so we're going to create a brand new one again. White. We go to multiply, drop shadow, or fill it in, then go to effects, and then you go to inner shadow. see how this looks. As you can see, it's a little bit too subtle, so we have to take some of the distance. No, that's good. And then size, yeah, that's good. And choke, that's good. As you can see, that looks really nice for that one, so we call that one drop shadow. And then we want to do the same for the top, so we're going to go create a duplicate of this, duplicate layer. Boom, sounds good. However, we're going to go ahead and flip this around, and we are going to go to the inner shadow. We're going to flip it this way, 90 degrees. Take it from black to white. Take it, make it to screen. And as you can see now, you have a little bit of a raised surface. So the next thing we want to do is there's even another raised surface on there. So we're going to go and now create a brand new layer. Brush, completely white. Hardness 100%. Let's see, 33. Let's try that. Yep, that's about right. 33. Turn it to 100% just for... I have to click too many times. Click, boom, 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 boom. Center it just slightly. And then after you center it, you take it to multiply, effects, outer glow. Take the color, make it a little bit darker value, and then take the size, reduce it, make the spread a tiny bit more. The darkness, spread ever so slightly, and the multiply a little bit more. So there you go. Now again, we're getting to that more, again, closer look to how it is down there. So now again, we're going to give it some more highlights. Fun. New layer. Control the previous one so you get that selection. And then you are going to go and drop white, as you guessed it, multiply, and then this time it's going to be inner shadow, so we have that sort of distance thing going, and then we're going to give it this time this corner, so it has a little bit of variety in where the shadow's coming from. Raise the intensity ever slightly, and then the distance, about right with the distance, and again, duplicate of that layer. Okay, click on the effects, and you're going to flip the values all over now. So instead of to this corner, to that corner, screen to multiply, white to black. And there you go. You have another raised surface. And if you want to go a slightly bit more with this, that highlight right there, so it's a little bit more, you have another choice. I could also just make a new layer, take completely white, and then take the hardness, lower that, take this to about 20% so I can, 16% so I can control it, and then go towards the corner, and then 1, 2. And then if I want to do the opposite on the other side, or to make it the darker a little bit more of a gradient to it, so I'll go ahead and create, let's see, this one right here, this one, yeah, that's good. Duplicate that. Okay. Take the FX, inner shadow, and then take the distance a little bit more, and then take down the opacity. And voila! Now you have something that looks a little bit closer to kind of like that raised, like inner surface and such. You can do a lot of little subtle things. What else could we do to this to give it that sharpness look, for example? So let's go ahead and do one more inner highlight to highlight the bottom of this. So Control, let's see, new layer, and then you're going to do Select, Modify, Contract. So that selection is going to be smaller by just 1 pixel. You're going to go ahead and fill that white, multiply again. You're going to do it inner shadow, Instead of white, black's going to be white. It's going to be screen this time. And I'm going to go ahead and lower that spread massively. And raise the intensity. Can you actually do 0.5? I'm curious. No, you just do 1. And yeah, it kind of does it, but maybe it's a bit too subtle, a bit too much for me. So let's go do something weird and add a mask to that. And then we take the mask, turn the black value, and then take it to, let's say, 5%. Boom, 5%. Increase your brush size. Then click 1. Is that the one that I'm using? No, that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work. You know what? Instead of that, delete the mask. You just simply take the layer, take the opacity on the layer. Really? That doesn't work either? Okay, well, let's try something different. That doesn't work. Let's go ahead and close that. Control that selection again. New layer. Fill it in with the white that I want. Do a mask. Select it again, and then take a brush that is slightly 100%, because I'm not going to be here forever. Tuk, 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 tuk. And now you're going to see the one legitimate use of the burn tool, which you never used before besides this. So let's go ahead and find that. The burn tool. Burn tools are a great way of no, not the burn, sorry. The dodge tool, that's a good way to intensify a mask. See, as you can see, done that very slowly, and it's giving me that slight metallic sheen at the end of it. So that's going to conclude this video. It's going to give you an idea how to build a detail like that. And until the next one.